Hi, I'm Jess, and if you clicked on this video, you want to learn how to make my sourdough cruffins. I do all active sourdough, no yeast. They come together in about 10 minutes and they proof overnight in the fridge so that you can get them ready to make for the next day. So in this video, I'll show you how to make the dough and a Nutella filling. Follow along, like and subscribe for more recipes, and everything is going to be linked to my blog. So if you're watching this, you're here to learn how to make my sourdough cruffins. I have the recipe linked on my website, and I have a TikTok made some short visuals, but I figured I'd do a long form of it because croissant dough can be so fickle sometimes. So we're gonna do the long form today. I've got it written down on my little recipe card so I can see what I'm doing. And we prepped everything the night before. That makes it a lot easier. And I promise it is not as hard as you think it is. Get into it. All right, so first things we're gonna do is I warmed up my milk. I warmed up some whole milk. I do 200 grams. Everything's gonna be by weights. Right, so weigh out the milk. Then we've got active starter. I fed it already today, so it's really happy. I knew I wanted to make this recipe tonight, and everything's by grams. So 150. Okay, so mix the sugar, warm milk, sourdough starter, egg, whisk it together, and then I'm gonna put it on the KitchenAid and add my flour, and then let it knead for like, I don't know, like maybe 2 minutes till it comes together. It'll still be really sticky, and then I'm gonna wrap it in plastic wrap, pop it in the fridge to proof in the fridge overnight. Also in 2025, I really want to see some more music. I got to see some musicians this year that I never even thought I would get to see. Like, they were my top favorite artists. I got to see Billie Eilish this year for her Hit Me Hard and Soft tour. I literally can't, I have no words. She's so phenomenal live. And that's one of those albums where it's no skips. Like, and I haven't experienced a lot of that. I always find like something where I'm like, okay, I don't love it that much, but like that album had literally no skips for me. Same with Hozier. I got to see Hozier this summer, and I can't believe that I got to see him locally, but I can't believe that I got to hear him in real life, like in my lifetime. I think he is not only so vocally talented, but his lyrics are so beautiful. So, and I'm not usually a big concert goer. Like, I don't love like really loud and really crowded places, so it's not usually my thing, but I do want to branch out and see more of my favorite artists next year. I think I would love to see Chappell Roan. I don't know if she's touring next year because Homegirl has literally had the craziest year ever, but if she is, I definitely want to go see her. I want to go to some more local shows here in Syracuse. There's like a lot of great talent here, and seeing live music is so much fun. I love to just like dance with my friends. So the dough will come away from the dough hook. It's not really sticky. It's a little sticky. All right, so this is what it looks like fresh out. I'm gonna like quickly knead it together, maybe like 30 seconds, and then wrap it in plastic wrap and let it set in the fridge overnight.
The next day.
Okay, so it's the next day. We did our cruffin dough last night. I've had like a full morning and I'm just getting to it now. So I let it sit at room temperature for about 20 minutes while I did some other things. That way it's easier to work with. And I did make the butter block this morning. All right, so for the butter block, I pounded out 2 sticks of butter. I let them sit out at room temp for like 20 minutes, and then I set them on my countertop. I don't know if you can
can see. I set them on my countertop between 2 pieces of parchment paper. Smash it with a rolling pin, flatten it out, and then it's been in the fridge for about an hour. So this is our butter block and our dough, and I'm gonna speed this part up and show you how I do my first lamination. Okay, here is a perfect real life example of why pastry dough is so tricky to begin with, and I am no exception. My dough was a little bit chill. It was still more chilly than I would have preferred it to be. So I took my time rolling it out and my butter got too warm. So you want your butter to be not frozen, but cold, barely malleable, and still in like a really cold sheet, because that's how you build your layers. So now I threw it in the freezer. I'm gonna give it like 10 more minutes, which is thankfully fine because my house is pretty cold, so the dough can sit. And then I'll start my first lamination. So even I mess up. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Let it chill. Now we're gonna bring it back out, finally roll it out, do our first lamination. All right, it's firm again. You can like bend it, but just barely. You don't want it to break. I did Kerrygold butter. You do not have to. I've done it without, and it's just as good. I just did it this time because it comes in a block, which I find a lot easier to pound out for a butter block instead of doing 2 separate sticks of butter. But you can do either way. It works the exact same. This is like where it gets the reputation of being kind of tricky, but I definitely am not doing it like in the way of a pastry chef. I'm not measuring anything. It's just, I'm just doing it the way that it's come out super good for me. It could be because it's sourdough and I don't know, it could be my water, but I'll show you. So I'm kind of doing like a rough puff. So I'm going to try and pull it over a little bit more, but that's fine because this is not going to be our first lamination. So I'm just going to roll it together to get it combined, fold it over, roll it once, and then it's going to go right back in the fridge. So we're just combining it together. Ooh, yeah, everything is at the right temperature now. Working with time is probably the most important part of this recipe. You have to chill, make sure everything is chilled and nothing gets too warm. Otherwise, it'll mess up all your layers. So the first, on my recipe, I have it in description, but I figured I'm going to link this. I'll link the recipe. That way you can get visuals too. So then I'm going to do my first fold once over this way. It's called a letter fold. Dough is nice and smooth. It's elastic. And then I'm going to roll it together once and it's going to go right back in the fridge. I'm going to put it in the fridge probably for like 30 minutes. Also, all this resting time helps build the gluten because we're stretching it and letting it rest over and over, which will help the structure. All right, so in the fridge we go. I want to make a custard to go in the cruffins and get piped in. I also would like to have a different custard recipe on my site because vanilla custard's great, but I would love a Nutella custard personally. So I saw this custard recipe and I'll link it. It's from TikTok and I'm kind of gonna copy the idea of what they did, but I don't have cornstarch. They used cornstarch as a thickener to get it creamy in the beginning because I didn't love the last one that I tried that I did not do on camera, but I do have sweet rice flour. I've used it in Hawaiian recipes before and it acts like a mochi and like gets things thick and kind of the consistency that I'm going to be looking for anyway. So I'm going to use the technique from one creator, ingredients from my own house, and instead their recipe was for a chocolate custard, so they put in those hard like waxy chocolates at the end to melt it, but I'm going to do Nutella while it's still warm because a hazelnut filling would be so good. And I think that this recipe could work. And if not, I'll just throw it out. Starting to thicken. It's not where we want it yet, but I think it's gonna be fine. It is cooking and hopefully gonna thicken. If you're watching this and you love music and to dance, my birthday is next weekend and I'm turning 30 and I love to dance. I love all different kinds of music. Hip hop and electronic are probably the most that I'm feeling for that night, that vibe. If you have a playlist, please comment it. Like I'm asking truly, because my 20s may be leaving, but I'm not leaving. Does that make sense? So my 20s are leaving me, but I'm not leaving them. I am not ready for Ann Taylor Loft. I am not ready to be inside. I am still outside, damn it. I'm still outside, okay? So please, you know the vibes. The girls who get it, okay? Guys, I think this is gonna work and it's gonna be so good. You're one of the girls. So my birthday sucks. I love being a Capricorn. I hate having a birthday in January. I'm always so pale, and I don't know, like everyone just spent all their money on Christmas and is like hungover from the holidays and seeing too many people and going out and eating and all of that stuff. So I kind of get like the short end of the stick on that. But my friends are so amazing about making me feel celebrated, even though the time of year sucks, and they know how I feel about being born in January. So we're going to the casino, we're getting a room and everything. I'm leaving my 20s with a bang. And I ordered these really cool dresses from White Fox, and they come in tomorrow, so hopefully they fit and work out. But like both the models are really tan, and I'm not saying I need to get like a crazy spray tan, but I think in order to feel my best in these, and I'm like looking at myself on the monitor as sparingly as possible because I'm so pale and it is not flattering, and I just feel like I feel my best in the summer when I have a natural glow. So sue me, I'm getting a spray tan for my 30th. And because I'm so pale, will it be obvious? Yeah. Yep. And that's just how I like it. Okay? Things are happening. The custard, things are happening. And as it starts to get a little bit thicker, we're going to add our Nutella and then we'll let it chill for 2 hours. Okay, the custard is coming together. It's getting the perfect consistency. So I'm going to take it off the heat while it's still warm. Here, let's angle you so you can see it the best. Oh yeah, look, it's thick. It's sticking to the spoon. And while it's still warm, I'm going to add our Nutella. I would call that about maybe a 1/3 cup. Again, I'm not measuring. Let's see. Oh my God, it's going to be amazing. You could use this to pipe it into donuts. You could use this and make it a filling. All right. I'm going to really get this whipped up off camera.
It's been chilling for the last hour after our final lamination. I'm gonna roll it out and then show you how I form the cruffins, and then they're gonna proof for one more time before we bake them.